There's number 6. It was up, so it had pitting towards the top of the cylinder. Didn't hold these as much as the rest, or as number 5 was the worst. I honed that for a long time. Could have got a coarser grip, but I just used the 220. You can definitely feel this, but it's not. I don't know, I'm not going to say whether it's good or bad or not. This first motor I done, so that's the whole point. We're going to tear it down afterwards at some point and redo it, especially if we keep the pickup. We're going to do the aluminum intake and all that stuff, but again, I don't want to do it until I know we're keeping it. I want to make sure the tranny's good, make sure everything works, make sure we want to keep it, drive it, how much we want to spend on it. Little bit of scoring, see that up and down. Just a little bit of everything. That's number 7. Number 8. Again, a little bit of stuff at the top, a little bit of ring, a little bit of pitting down at the bottom. A little bit of water damage at the bottom. So that's kind of it as far as that goes. Again, this is a project. It's not customers, personal. Everything. I thought it would be extremely interesting to actually answer what a lot of people want to do. They're doing this for fun, doing it just to fix an old vehicle up they got. You know, that's part of the fun. So we're not expecting it to be a 100,000 mile motor. I don't know if you can see, there's kind of some markings. I haven't figured out what they are for sure, because that's number 8. It's from the factories. It's amazing the paint could have stayed on that long. Whatever they used to mark down on both sides. So this engine, I do believe it's, so 78,000 on the odometer of the pickup, and again 1974 F100. The bearings still look good, and it's amazing that they look good with the soot buildup and the burn oil and the garbage in this thing. The filter is definitely working. One thing I'm not replacing are the cam bearings. I'm going to use the original cam. My goal was to use the pistons and use everything, re-ring it, put it back together, pistons, rod and main bearings, but re-ring it. Problem is, this where that heated up and I think caused a problem to start with. That piston got hot enough. I think that would be, let's see, that would be 5 or 6. Yeah, there's there's number 7. So yeah, that would be number 7. So that is number 7 valve, or intake and exhaust, or intake, and this is that crossover. It crosses over here, comes out over here. You can see this side wasn't as bad because your exhaust is going out here. This passenger or driver side, and the exhaust goes down to the there's a valve in there in the after the manifold in the exhaust. That valve opens and shuts by heat with the spring. So what I believe happened is that closed, rusted closed, quit working. All the heat was trying to get out this side, was being pushed back across. Well, this got hot, and we'll show in other videos, but terrible buildup here. I couldn't even get this rod out. It was bent, push rod out. It was built up so much. And it makes sense that all the heat was here. That oil was just constantly burning, and it just had a big old pile there. And so I'm guessing that that seized up, or basically melted that piston. You can see on the side there how it's thick, and basically just melted that. So it's kind of cool to figure out what happened to the motor. So if you can see how that ring rolls around, you get to that point, and I had to break the other ring that was in there out, but you can see how it fits nice. There's the bearings. Bearings still look pretty good, actually. I want a little bit of wear on it, but it was flaking off. That would be, no, it ain't flaking off. That's from where I gouged it, taking it apart, putting it back together. But yeah, the pistons were all pretty darn good. That's number 8. It was fine. I could have just got one piston and probably salvaged what I had, but by the time we buy the kit and buy the kit, I had the piston was like $100 extra. Time I bought the few things that didn't come in the gasket and ring kit, so for another $100, got all the pistons, everything I need. Camshaft was good, lifters were good. We got videos of cleaning all those up. So we'll have new pistons, rings, rod and main bearings, new gaskets. Kit comes with an oil pump, timing, gears and chain, and all the gaskets and the oil plugs. Got to put those back in, but we're gonna keep you updated on the progress. Kit should be coming. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. Gonna put it together, run it. Hopefully we put it together right and it runs a while. And then might be 6 months to a year or next fall. We do drive it quite a bit. I'm gonna scope the cylinders and give you an idea of what it looks like. We'll do a couple compression tests, if it's smoking oil right out the bat, and we know there's an issue, but if it's not smoking, we'll do the compression tests after, maybe 500 miles, then a couple thousand miles. Just see if it's holding compression and not burning oil. I think we'll be good for a while. But eventually it's going to come out. We'll pull it out. Probably redo the heads, machine the block, do everything right, put a aluminum intake and a 4-barrel on it, but I'm just gonna go stock with the original 2-barrel, and about the only thing going to be replaced will be pistons, oil pump, fuel pump, and timing set. This is the heads. Didn't have them tested. They look pretty good. We did the had one valve that was a little burnt. That valve seat, it's a little deeper than I want, at least where the piston or the valve is a little bit recessed. But those cleaned up good. We lapped all the valves. Got videos on that. Come out pretty good. All the valves good to me. Good enough for who it's for, right? Let's see what else. Got a mess. I don't know if I ever even get put back together, but plenty of videos on the intake, cleaning it. We'll go over that again. This stuff does not have to be really, as long as the dirt's removed, that's all that's required, you know. Some of these videos go overboard how you got to clean everything, but you know, the stains on this is not hurt nothing. Take razor blades, get all the gasket. You know, a little bit of rough here, I'll probably hit it with the whizzer a little bit. You don't want to get down into the, you know, actually taking metal off, but if it's smooth, there is no reason to try to get all, does not need to be shiny clean. You can see the original machine marks in this. You can see the original grooves. Now those grooves are a good thing because that gasket goes down in there. This is shiny and smooth. That gasket doesn't seal. You know, you want to get the rust back down to the flat surface, but there's no reason to machine all that, even shine it up, clean it up. Got all the gasket material off, any rust that might have built up. That's honestly all you need to do. Was amazing. The lifters were all, you know, cam was good, lifters was good. It was the worst thing to clean, but it cleaned up pretty good. So anyway, that's the overall long video of how it looks. Again, we're going to keep track of each of those cylinders, see how it performs. So you got a good idea, an honest idea of what can be done. Now this obviously doesn't go for other engines. This is a 390. Got something similar. You'll know if it works or doesn't work. Don't have to ask 100 people and get 100 different questions. Just flat out know for sure what you may or may not get. That doesn't mean what you have you're going to get the same results. This thing may burn up in 50 miles. I don't know, but we're going to give it a try. If not, going to be fun doing it. I'd rather make a mistake, if it is my mistake, on this type of build than to spend a couple $1,000s getting machined and then find out you screwed up. So this is just going to be a fun build. Fun to see what happens. At least it will run. We'll be able to move the pickup around until we get the rest of the body work and all that done. You know, got to go through the whole thing pretty much because it's 52 years old. Last time that truck ran was 2020, 2000 was the last time that truck was licensed. It's really strange. Bought it in an auction and knew it probably didn't run, hoping it wasn't locked up. Well, it was all locked up. Wheels wouldn't turn. They had to load it with the forks. And checked the oil. Oil was full, brand new oil. Could tell it had never been ran since it was changed. Antifreeze looked brand new. So this was 2025 when I bought this. This 2025 in the summer. And so pretty odd. I just got the carb carburetor tore down. I can see that somebody has had it off, and it looks like they rebuilt that. The needle looks new. I mean, it looks like this has been changed. That is clean and working properly. So it's really odd that somebody went through all that work before they tried to make sure that the engine was not seized. And it was seized. There's no work in it. So somebody changed the oil. Antifreeze. Looks like they tried to go through the carburetor. Or did go through the carburetor. And the starter was off of it, so they probably burnt the starter up or thought the starter was locked up when they tried. So that's a good lesson. Before you spend a lot of time, you know, could be an honest mistake first time they tried, obviously, but you want to make sure that the motor's not seized before you do anything to it. And when we pulled the oil filter off, it was bone dry, brand new. So somebody had just done that, so I know this thing's been setting a long time. There was antifreeze, some residue in a couple of the cylinders. These, let's see, 6 and 7 for sure. The way it looks, either the head gasket, I'm guessing, went out simultaneously with the, or in the same time that crossover got, or the valve, restriction valve, whatever you call it, closed. All that heat was going through the crossover. Obviously got it warm, and that probably ruined the head gasket at the same time. And eventually that piston got warm enough to melt, seize, cause noise, probably shut it off and never started again. So I don't see any, you know, we checked the deck with the straight edge and I can't find any visible cracks in the heads. Didn't have it magnafluxed, and yes, you should have that done. So all the things that should be done, going by sight, which again, for me, it's not going to matter if it is cracked. It's just got experience of going through lapping valves, all the stuff we've never done. So yeah, don't let anybody. Definitely things you could do, should do, but if you're fully aware of what you can try to get by with, that's fine. You know, everybody's needs to do their own thing. So anyway, that's long enough for this video. We're gonna hopefully get the parts tomorrow and start going back together, do some painting. I can't think of anything else. We'll get the kit in. We'll kind of go through at least what I got. I don't know. It's I believe Engine Tech is the kit I got. Oh, and then I did the boring on this. It's, I don't know, close to, another thing is how far can you bore? We bored this probably 15 batteries through the Craftsman, and it holds up a long time. These over here, 1 through 4, we didn't spend a lot of time on. They cleaned up pretty good, pretty fast. These others, you know, did spend a lot of time on this one. Not as much. I may spend a little time when I'm waiting on the parts, clean these up a little more, but it's not much. I'm done with this one. It just ain't, because I'm getting close to, see, it's 4.05, getting close to, I tried to measure close to 10 thousandths maybe. Not quite that. Should probably go with a bigger piston. But again, that's another thing. We're just going to measure that here. Stop this video and another one, and we're just going to remeasure this. Got time to waste here, and kind of show you where we ended up with our bore. And I say bore because I'm kind of beyond honing at this point. It's pretty on the verge of boring, which is as good as you can with a hone. But anyway, we're gonna we're going to pull that out and measure that quick. So we will wrap this up and start. I'm going to show you all you did to just check the bore so you got some idea, you know. And you can judge for yourself.